Hey everybody, it's Rick Schmidt. I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona, more specifically Sun City, with my friend Wes Faulken, who's my technical advisor. And just to let you know, I am in the first parts of a treatment for throat cancer at Mayo Clinic, and I'm going to be fine. And we just thought we'd do this while I still have a little bit of a voice. It's going to get worse before it gets better. But I really wanted to show off my cool new Infinity double 12 one-of-a-kind pedal steel guitar. And I've had some friends ask me, why do you want all those extra strings and all those extra pedals? I've got 10 pedals, a bunch of knee levers. But this is just kind of a little explanation. I've been playing a extended E9 tuning, which is this top tuning, for about 12 years now. Took me a while to get used to it, but I kind of kept the D. It's the same as all of the other E9. But then the bottom two strings are a G sharp, another G sharp, and a low E. So it's just like an E9 tuning. It still has the D string in there for a seventh. So I kind of like keeping that. My friend Wes here is a universal 12 player and a fabulous one, and he gets it another way. But for me, I like having all. To me, more is more on a pedal steel if you like to play with big chords, and I do play with 3 picks, like some people do. And but you can always play straight, 2-note, 1-note, anything on it, just like you would on any E9. But now I have the options of having low notes to play those same things. So let me explain my pedals, which I think are being recorded down here. I basically, on my A and B pedal, which is this, my second pedal is A, B, and then C. This first outside pedal I'll call a 0. We'll get back to that. But I basically play Emmons style pedal steel as far as my A and B pedals go. So just like a standard E9, only I have on the low G sharp, which isn't on the standard E9, I also raise that on my B pedal. So I can spread inversions out pretty far. So like if I just did straight, I can do all low inversions exactly how I would here. But I can do the next second inversion. But I can spread them out even further, where I put like the third on the bottom. And so anything I do with my A and B pedal and my E lowers and F and E raises, knee levers, that all E9 players use, I can just do it with more range. I can play. So it's kind of nice. You have to learn, some people will say, well, stay out of the way of the bass, and I do, and I will. But I like to have the option. And I like to, before this throat condition happened, I was actually trying to self-accompany myself singing. And that's why I came up with some of the other changes that I have that we'll get into. But so my B and C, my A and B pedal, which are these two, here's B, here's A. Now my C pedal is here. And my C pedal is just like all the other C pedals on steels. I raise strings 4 and 5 a whole step, but I also raise the 8th string up a whole step from E, my 8th string E, up to an F sharp. I saw Paul Franklin doing this, and I just got the idea from him. I don't know, give him credit. But it creates a lot of really interesting, what I like to call Celtic open sounding. Like that's at the first fret, I'm playing a G chord to a C. So it's Okay, that's what my C pedal does. So I use that in a lot of different ways. And when I play bigger chords. Okay, so that's what I have. So then my knee levers, the other knee levers that I have, I raise and lower my E's on different knees. I raise them on the left knee, and I lower my E's on the right knee left. Now I do not lower the low E with that lever, even though I raise it with that lever. That's so I can get that major 7. Kind of C6-like. And then, you know, I lower my 9th string, and I have the half stop there. That's pretty standard. I do the thing where I raise the top 2 strings, and I raise my F sharp rather than lower my G sharp on that knee lever. I like to be able to keep the G sharp ringing instead of having it lowered like a lot of people do. So, since I got this new steel guitar from Frank Carter, I've decided to try the Franklin change. What I've heard is called the Franklin change, but I incorporated a half. I do just the 1B. I don't lower my 10th string, and I'll explain why. But I lower it half and a whole, and then I lower the G sharp on this pedal. So I'm actually using 5 pedals on my E9. So I don't know whether I'll ever get to use it correctly, but that's the sound. So I've got that. I'll learn to use it someday. All right. So where was I? Well, we've all talked about I have low notes now for the E9 tuning. So basically the lowest note is this low E. That's the low E on a guitar. So there's just, so I can play rhythmic. I can actually play rhythm steel now more than I could just before on E9, which some people may dispute the need for that, but it's there if I want it. So that kind of stuff is easily available now. So we've gone over pretty much the basic E9 pedals that I have. So what I do want to do is show you my 0 pedal. That's this one. This is a kind of a happy accident. I don't know if anybody's done this before, but I kind of accidentally stumbled into it. And what I'm doing on this, on my low E, the 12th string, I lower it a minor third to a C sharp. And then I also raise my D string up to a D sharp. And so this makes a minor 9. It's a really pretty chord on its own. But being that it's right next to the A pedal, I can raise up to make it a straight minor triad. But I wanted a complete way to play pretty much everything that I do on A and B pedals with the F lever. And what I came up with was an idea that I made my friend Jim Palenskar and his friend Noel Anstead of Anapeg steel guitars figure out for me. They were very kind. And it was before I had a modern guitar with split tuning. They came up with a way that if I raised my low string with my F lever, then I'd have all the combinations that I normally would with just an A and only with low notes. But so let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just like all the usual combinations. But when I hit this pedal and the F lever, it defeats the F lever. Notice it raises it, but when I hit this pedal, it lowers it down to the C sharp. So then I have a C sharp. If I hit 0 and A pedal and F lever, I have just a straight triad. Or if I let go of this, and I have a dominant 7th chord. So I can play full voicings. So that's the idea behind that. So I've always wanted to be able to play like what they call ice cream changes. I could actually accompany myself, and so I have, I can do a 1 to a 6, or make that a 6 dominant 7. I always like the Beach Boys song. So that's my thinking behind that. And what I like when I play steel is to surprise myself. I want to just start hitting strings and making them sound good. So this is a good pedal for that. But as far as just playing straight country, you can still do it all. That kind of stuff. And I think that's it for this. Talk to you later.